Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So we're here. We got a special guest today, man. Steve Cunningham. We genuinely appreciate you coming on, man. Steve USS Cunningham. And
So,
appreciate you, man. Thank you for spending your Sunday. I know Sunday is family day. So I appreciate you offering the
yeah,
boxing
man.
community some time.
Sunday's work and family. I mean, we're all, and our work is boxing, so we're a boxing family, so we're always together. So,
That,
it's
before we spoke, you said you were leaving the gym, man. You got the USS Fight Academy up in Pittsburgh, man. Yeah.
yep.
Tell us
USS
about
Fight
it.
Academy,
Mm-hmm.
baby. Full gym. I opened the gym up after my last fight, in 2017. Took that money and opened the gym. We do like strength and conditioning, fitness training for like adults. We do like adult classes,
Mm-hmm.
like weight loss classes. We did like a weight loss challenge. We also do a Parkinson's class in the morning time for people with Parkinson's
Oh,
disease.
wow.
They come in, yeah, boxing. Boxing helps stimulate the muscles in people with Parkinson's and helps, keep the muscles moving alive. So we do a Parkinson's class. We also have a kids boxing class that is really our bread and butter right now.
Mm.
And not only just money wise. I mean, it's it's producing fruit, as in we take some of the children out of our kids boxing class, which is like boxing class, like a gym class, but
Sure.
boxing.
Gotcha.
Parents want their kids to learn some basics, hit the bag, burn some energy, have fun, do a little sparring here and there. If these kids get decent enough, we let them spar each other.
Okay.
We, that's awesome. And we get a lot of children that are bullied.
Mm.
So we have like a no bullying, anti-bullying campaign going on right now, to where I just got a kid a couple of days ago, Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
because he was bullied in school, and they saw our video that was on my social media for the
Dope.
gym USS Fight Academy, and the parents brought him in, and the kid was decent, so we just keep him moving. But I also have an amateur boxing team that we travel the country, actually the world, because we fought in Cuba. Well, not
Dope.
fought in Cuba, trained in Cuba,
Dope.
and we fought all across the nation. My son, Steve Jr., USS Jr., is number 4 in the country at 141 pounds. My 9-year-old Cruz Cunningham is number 1 in the country at 9 years old, 70 pounds. And my homeboy Chino, his name is Maximus Ruiz. His hashtag is "Are You Not Entertained?"
Mm-hmm.
Check my man Chino out. They all do, but Chino is on point. His Instagram is Chino.
Say it again. Say it again. We lost you. Chino what?
Chino USS.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Gotcha.
Cruz USS on Instagram. And Tugboat on Instagram.
Gotcha.
That's Steve Jr. So, I got my guys, and we train these young. We train a little, and those aren't the only fighters I have that are doing the competition. I have about 9 amateurs. Probably,
that's what's up.
About 14 actually altogether.
Man.
About 14 amateurs, ranging from 27 on down to 8 years old. And we got more coming up to fight. So I'm not just a champion. I'm making other champions. You know what I mean?
Up.
So
and you serving the community too. You serving the community as well. Man, you know what I mean? And giving back.
Parents are very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. So man, we just doing what we do, man. I tried other businesses before, and when I was world champion, we bought a pizza shop in Philly.
Uh-huh.
That didn't work out so good. We did this. We got a couple of properties. I mean, that didn't work out as good as we wanted it to, only because all of the contractors we got did us dirty.
Oh yeah, I know that game. I've been there before.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Right. So from there, I mean, I still have a couple properties that we're dealing with, or one actually, and that's making some money. So outside of that, we just decided, hey man, let's stick with what we know. We know boxing.
You know boxing, yeah.
Because, right. After you're done boxing, which I'm not done boxing. I've been talking with Al. I've been trying to get back in the ring for the past year now. I took the time to open my gym, get it rolling. I want to do at least 1 more fight or 2 more fights, and then I'm gonna retire.
At heavyweight or cruiserweight? What would you want to come
Hey,
back at?
yeah, I told Al, I like heavyweight better because it's it's easier to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
heavyweight is easier for me because I'm strong. I'm more athletic than those guys, faster, and being a little smaller, being a bit smaller, makes me quicker and
Mm-hmm.
and sharp. So and I'm in shape. So
Mm-hmm.
while these big guys are trying to land the big shot, I can see it coming, elude it for a bit, and counter and attack.
Mm-hmm.
In the seventh, eighth round, I'm taking control. But my heavyweight run before, it was there's a lot of stuff issues, a lot of issues with that because the Glasgow fight I got robbed on HBO. I got robbed by Adam fighting my second fight with Addict on NBC. I mean, these are clear, blatant robberies. This ain't me just being bitter. And of course, you see the Fury fight. Fury just turned into, hey, I'm a bigger man. I'm a lean, lay, and he committed the foul to KO me. So,
Mm-hmm.
those things, those things right there kind of made me move back down to cruiserweight, and I fought for the world title and lost that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a lot going on, with me. My mom died, my daughter.
Oh.
Man, we had so much of a roller coaster
Mm.
going on in our life, like back to back. Like my daughter, we went through my daughter's heart transplant. That whole
No.
situation
Mm-hmm.
from 2000, 14, 15. Then my mom got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2015. And, so my daughter gets a transplant. We're cool. We're like, yay, we're
Mm-hmm.
celebrating. And then
Then
2 months
moms.
later, my mom's like, yo, I got stage 4 cancer.
Mm.
So we're up and down. Then with the robberies, I switched from main event, who I believe was in the European boxing, the European fighter business. They
Mm-hmm.
weren't, they promote their European fighters in more than, anything. So I left them and linked up with PBC, man, and got the best boxing experience of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
PBC
oh
was
man, listen,
awesome.
PBC is
So
awesome,
many
man. I
fighters
mean,
say that.
man, I'm gonna tell you, any fighters dealing with Al Heyman, I have yet to find one or two fighters that said, "Yo, this is some bullcrap." Now, I was with Don King for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I first turned pro, I got up to 11-0 in 2 years, and I signed with Don King. And from there, I was fighting once a year,
Mm.
even as a world champion.
Mm.
So, being with Don King, I can call up on my phone right now 6, 7 fighters who be like, Don can kiss my butt.
Mm. I
You know what
bet.
I mean?
Uh-huh.
Don is the devil. He's Satan. So, but with Al Heyman with PBC, dude, I'm not bull crapping. I cannot find one fighter that says, "Yo, this is some bull." I can find fighters that are a little angry that they're not fighting as often,
Mm-hmm.
but are you getting paid?
Mm.
And that was the great thing about me coming with Al is like I didn't even think I was on Al's radar. Um, when I lost to Glasgow, or I'm sorry, when they robbed me on HBO to Glasgow, we knew that was I was with main event, and I just knew that was the end of the road for me with main event.
Mm.
That was my shot to get to Vladimir. That was for the IBF #1 spot to Vladimir. I was defending my USDA heavyweight title, the one that I took from Amir Mansour in a great fight. Um, then I'm fighting Glasgow. He gets the nod, which was utter bull, and I'm like, damn, that was my shot at Vladimir. That was my $1 million fight.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I had the same lawyer as Vladimir,
Oh, okay.
so we knew what the numbers were going to be. And I was like,
Gotcha.
damn, they got me. Like main event, I believe it was main event. Kathy Duva, who really, I believe it, they really got me. So, and that
So,
was the first time under
so,
their banner
so
that happened.
oh, really? You think there was an inside job for you to lose?
Yeah, indeed. Because I
Wow.
mean, I'll put it like this. I'll say the European fighters they bring money.
Mm.
Now, look at it like this. Steve Cunningham, USS Cunningham. People didn't know about me until after I was a 2-time world champion. Here in America. I fought in Europe. I got both my belts. I won them in Germany and Poland. So a lot of the boxing world didn't know me. The hardcore, diehard boxing fans knew USS Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that dude can fight. Yo, he's dope. Or those who were watching the rankings and whatnot. But again, also I'm a cruiserweight. So cruiserweight division really didn't get any attention in America. That's one of the reasons I went to Europe. I signed with a European promoter because I'm like, man, I beat a couple of their top guys, national heroes. So I'm like, man, let me go ahead and parade. Let me see if these promoters want it. Once I left Don King, let me see what these guys are offering. And they were offering some money. So over here they were offering. I'll tell you the exact number. So I had a fight, right? I'm getting ready for a fight. I'm getting ready to fight Matt Godfrey. You guys remember Matt? I don't know if you remember Matt Godfrey, top cruiserweight. He's coming up, doing great. I'm getting ready to fight him for the vacant IBF title. I lost my title to Tomas Adams in Newark, New Jersey in a great fight. He knocked me down 3 times, but outside of that, one judge still gave me the fight. After that fight, we were like, yo, man, this is rematch worthy. Let's go. I knew I could do better. I knew I could beat him. I knew where I messed up. Of course, they like, nah, you crazy. That's that. We're going to go ahead and make this money. Academy defended his title, I think, 2 or 3 times. And I climbed back up in the ranks. I fought Wayne Braithwaite, former world champion, beat him for the IBF #1 spot. Now it's my turn to fight Adams again. Adams decided to go heavyweight, vacated his title. So now, wherever I went, because I was IBF #1, there's no champion. Wherever I went, the belt went. So we were with Don King. This is our last year with Don. We were already plotting our escape from Don King for about a year and a half now. So we decided not to sign any more contracts, and we kind of pulled a slick one on Don King, and they fell for our slick move. And I'm in training camp. I spent about $11,000 to go to Big Bear to get ready for this fight against Matt Godfrey.
Wow!
Brought my team up there, brother Nazim, Shane Mosley. Good thing Shane Mosley allowed us to use his house, his gym, and his house for free, because that would have been $15,000. But Shane Mosley, shout to Shane Mosley, man. That dude, man, he can. If he ever down his luck, bro, I got it.
Wow,
you know what
that's
I mean?
Beautiful.
That's how much he helped me out in that time of need. He was like, yo, y'all can use the crib and the gym for free, on the strength of brother Nazim. So we're there for 2.5 months. Training in Big Bear for 2.5 months. Don King finds out I'm about to leave him after this fight. A week before the fight, he pulls the plug on the fight. Ends the world championship fight. So now I'm like, what the F? I'm out $11,000 because that came out of my pocket. I'm out $11,000 bucks. 2.5 month training camp, and we're not fighting. We're not making any money. I'm not making any money for this belt. So now I start talking with Main Event. I'm talking with other promoters in America. I talked with Lou DeBella. Lou was basically like, go heavyweight. Don't worry about this belt. It don't really mean nothing. Go heavyweight. And I'm like, Lou. I'm like, my mind wasn't heavyweight. I'm like, I just want to be the best cruiserweight ever. I wasn't even thinking about going heavyweight. So, Lou's a good dude too. Straight shooter. We love me and my wife, who's my manager. We love that about Lou. Talked with Kathy Duva. She had a plan. All right, we'll get this belt. We'll fight on ESPN, get this belt, and then you go heavyweight immediately. I wasn't cool with that point because I didn't want to go heavyweight. I wanted to unify the cruiserweight division. So also they were saying $25,000 to fight on ESPN for an IBF world title. And I was like, what?
I know. Are
you effing nuts? But it was one of them things where I felt my back was up against the wall because, okay, I am a cruiserweight, and this is America. America don't have no love for the cruiserweight. So we were contemplating doing it. I mean, just to get the belt, and then get bigger paydays after. But then it hit us. Hey, hold up. You beat Krzysztof Nadarczyk, the Polish national star. You beat Marco Huck, Germany's national star. How about campaigning? How about seeing what those promoters are offering? And the German promoter, basically, we talked to the Polish promoter. I didn't really trust the Polish promoters because I knew they were grinding. They were grinding. But and their numbers were okay. But I checked the Germans because the Germans was doing big. And I called Silent Promotions, and they were like, "Listen, $100,000 to fight for this title, and then $50,000 each fight after." And I was like, "Hey, let's go." So that's when you know what I mean? It was simple. $100,000 in Germany versus $25,000 in America. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going with the money. I'm not here to play around.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and from there, man, that was it. You know, I got the belt. But I also knew that the German promoters' vested interest in me was just the belt. You know, so we knew that they were going to try to rob me for the belt. But once I won the belt, I defended it a couple times and lost it to Hernandez, the Cuban who defected to Germany about 6 years before. He spoke German. He lived in Germany. He spoke Deutsch, says the word. And, you know, he had a television deal. And also over there, the promoter can act as a manager also.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
When
yeah.
when exactly. So I found out that my promoter and Johan Pablo Hernandez's promoter was Hernandez's manager also. I found this out
Damn.
the day of the press conference of our fight. I'm like, what? I'm like, I would have not even taken this fight because it wasn't a mandatory. It was just a fight, you know. And my mind was, because at the time I was the best cruiserweight in the world. I was number one across the board. I didn't feel anybody could beat me, and I was right. No one could beat me on an equal level playing field. So we knew they were going to try to get us. We just didn't know they were going to get us like this. So, you know, I'm fighting Hernandez and he knocks me down. Good shot in the first round. Ooh, I was messed up. I recovered from that second round, coming on. Third round coming on. Fourth round, fifth round, and we bumped heads. He's a southpaw. We bumped heads twice. Opened up a cut on him in the sixth round that wasn't bleeding. The German doctor decided to stop the fight on a cut that wasn't bleeding because the blood could have gotten his eye. And I lost my belt like that. You know, that's how I lost my second belt. And Hernandez was on his way out. He was on his way out. So, you know, man, that's what made me go heavyweight. I had to redefine myself. You know, it's like, damn, I got to do something different. So then I signed with Main Event. I came back to America. I signed with Main Event. And from there, you know, we just saw that Main Events was in the European boxer business. Academy, Crusher, what's his name? Boy from Russia. Kovalev, Glaskov. Glaskov lost about 4 times, but he won. You know, he lost. No crap, man. Glaskov could not lose for some reason under these people.
Wow.
He could not lose. I commentated his fight against Malik Scott.
Oh,
Malik
did you?
Scott clearly outboxed him. Glaskov gets the win. Glaskov 4, I thought it was Ross Purity. Was it Ross Purity? I think it was Ross Purity. He outboxed him and outpunched him. He got the win. Glaskov fought somebody. Was it Eddie Chambers? It was somebody else he fought. No, Addict fought Eddie Chambers with one arm and beat him and lost. And lost that fight. So it's like Main Events was into the European fighter business. Now, one reason I say is because these Europeans, they sell out. They fill the stadiums.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Even in America, they'll fill the stadiums. We saw that with Fury versus Wilder. We saw that with Ricky Hatton versus Mayweather. Shoot, Ricky Hatton brought over 14,000 people from the UK.
I remember that fight.
That's paper. That's money. You know what I mean? So the fan base, man, that's why I tell my son, because I know my 17-year-old wants to go pro. And anybody who asks, try to build a fan base first.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can go to a promoter, and then you can demand, yo, man, I'm selling 7,000 tickets a fight.
Ooh.
I'm selling 3,000 tickets a fight. Bruh, you in control. You are in control. And it will grow from there.
Yeah.
So that's, but we're going to write the book, man. It's all going to be in there.
Oh, yeah. We're excited to hear the book. Oh, we definitely
coming, baby.
And you stopped right where we I want to start Tyson Fury, because after you fought Hernandez, you fought Gavin and Addict, and then you fought Fury.
Yeah.
Yesterday, news came out. What was your reaction when you heard about the 70-year-old man lie and say that he actually didn't give him boar's meat?
Say that again. Oh, say that again. I read it. I don't remember. Boar's meat.
Yeah, the pig. To cover up to cover up the steroid use. Yeah.
Bruh, Man, listen, don't get me started on steroids and boxing, man. I'm not gonna mention any names because I don't have definitive proof, but I know. You know, there's a list of fighters or names going around amongst fighters. We can't speak out because we'll get sued and we'll look stupid because unless we have proof. But there are ways to hide it. There are ways to hide steroids. The one thing the fans have to realize is it's not just one steroid or one ped that is being used. There are multiple, multiple concoctions and ways to cook it up. So the certain tests are only checking for one. You know what I mean? So if they're using HGH and this test is looking for clenbuterol, they cool. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
They cool. So that's why you have fighters like Canelo that pop. You know, now. And he still ain't admitted, it's the Mexican meat. Get the freak out of here, bro. You know, Mexican beef my butt, bro. You've been juicing. You know, and people think using steroids makes you look all muscular. No, what it does is it gives you extra endurance and extra strength. You're not necessarily going to rip up and cut up. Shoot, I'm ripped up and cut up, and I never used. The only thing I used was glutamine and you know what I'm saying? And what's the other one? I don't even know the name. Creatine and glutamine and multivitamins, man. That's all I use when I turned heavyweight to keep on weight. But outside of that, I don't know anything about none of that other stuff. So for Canelo to pop last year or whenever it was, year before last, come on, man. Who's stupid enough to think that was his first time? Just like with Margarito in the hand wrap situation. Who's stupid enough to think that was his first time using those things? Come on, man.
Facts.
So with Tyson Fury, and this guy stating this stuff, I believe it because Tyson Fury is not a trustworthy dude. He will cheat in a fight. We've seen that. We've seen him with my fight. We've seen him with the Hammer fight. You know, and this whole glove debacle with Wilder in the first fight. I haven't really looked at the second fight to check it yet, but people are saying that one also. When we look at that, like, this dude, I mean, yo, man, he's a drug addict, man. You know, these dudes are drug addicts. He's a drug addict, period. He's talking about going on a coke binge after the Wilder.
Yes, I heard that.
Or whatever, may not be joking. You never know when he's joking or not. He's a drug addict. Take him for his word. You know, this dude can do no wrong because you see that it's like the refs are scared to call him on his wrongs here in America.
Why is that?
You know, so I believe it.
Do you think that the commission can get to the ref in a fight like that? Say a Deontay Wilder versus a Tyson Fury. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, listen, anything's possible. I'm not saying it didn't.
No, I know. Sure.
Clear for the record.
Yeah, sure.
Clear for the record. I'm not saying they did, but I'm saying it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a line that one of my favorite rappers, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, he said, money buys Jews and puts guns in parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, money brings power and puts guns in parties. So money, man, influence, get anything done. You know, people are saying, "Oh man, Tyson Fury can do this because the commissions ain't 100% tight." How did Margarito get away with them raps for so long?
Sure.
He went through the commission. You know what I'm saying? How did New York commission drop the ball on Mahmoud Abdul Salamov, who's a darn vegetable right now? Hopefully, I heard he's getting a little better. You know what I'm saying? They dropped the ball, let the dude catch a cab to the hospital. Commissions ain't 100% foolproof. And then dude is jacked up. You know, he messed up. He's sitting in a wheelchair or something now for the rest of his life. So these commissions, people kill me with the commission. The commissions are not 100% tight. Fighters get by. All of these fighters, they're letting these fighters, they're taking these tests, and the fighters are failing the drug test. But they let them fight, though. So commissions ain't 100% tight. So I don't want to hear anybody talk about the commission this, commission that. F out of here. Especially when I see pictures of a glove bending backwards to the dude's wrist.
Is that possible?
Hell no, that ain't possible. Come on, man. Like I said in my post, you're either what's the thing? Nobody throws a left hook like a slap. Or I mean, come on, man. How many fighters? How many fighters said, "Oh, that's right, that's the way it goes"? I've heard probably one out of like 15, and that dude is on some low level sucker crap.
Oh, okay.
Nut sucking, Fury nut sucking crap. I'm gonna keep it real, baby. I'm too old to be pulling punches, man. I'm gonna be 44 this year.
Yeah, we know how old you are. Yeah, we've been rooting for you for a long time. And you
up.
still in impeccable shape though, man. Like you stay in impeccable shape, dog.
I'm always sparring dudes, and I was sparring Jerry Forrest for his fight with the German the Russian cruiserweight. He was going to fight, but that fight got called off. I'm always sparring, man. I'm always in a camp. I'm sparring my 17-year-old. I'm sparring my amateurs. I'm sparring. I'm always moving. I'm always working. I just worked out today. I know the call coming. But you know what I'm saying? So I live like this. This is the way my career has been. You know, I never, even when I fought with Don King once a year, I was in the gym every day.
Wow.
And you can ask, you ain't got to ask my wife or nobody. Ask the people from my gym. James Schuler's Memorial Gym, the Rock Ministries in Philly. They know. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is, baby.
Now, you're a man of great integrity. I got to ask you, do you think the whole Tyson Fury PR move was a scam? Do you think his whole career was a sham, being that you fought him as well? Or was there something there, like in terms of talent?
What do you mean the PR move?
Like because he said a gypsy said Jesus. I'm looking at him on the outside looking in. In his return, he said Jesus Christ is his Lord and Savior. Before that, he said, I'm sex, drugs, and rock and roll, 400 pounds.
Right.
You know, he and Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, it's countless videos and quotes from Tyson Fury saying he's living that good life. And
no doubt.
And do you think they tried to hide that by saying, "Oh, it's a story of redemption"? You know, the greatest comeback in boxing history. You know,
I tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100% real. A white fighter can do that. All right, a white fighter can do that. A black fighter can't do that because the American fan base won't buy that from a black fighter. They don't have that sympathy for us. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that sympathy for us. Show me a fighter I mean, shoot. It happened with Sugar Ray Leonard. When Sugar Ray Leonard came out and said he was on drugs,
I remember
he
that.
lost mad fans.
Young.
You know what I'm saying? He lost mad fans off of that. And people were like, man, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't say that. Oh, you're a role model to kids. And no. They got on him for that. And I'm cool with Sugar Ray Leonard. I was blessed to be able to commentate more than a couple times
at the beginning of PBC.
I won't call my idol. Right. But with, somebody I looked up to, a freaking great, sit and shoot the ish with him. You know what I'm saying? So me and him talked, but for those who don't know, when Sugar Ray Leonard came out and said he was on coke, stuff changed for him a little bit. He had to redo his image. Now Tyson Fury does that, and he gets the sympathy. Then he turned it into a whole depression thing, and you got fighters like me and a few other fighters. We're saying, not even a few more fighters. We're saying he ain't lying, but he ain't the only one.
Yeah.
Every fighter goes through depression because of the business. We all choose. I ain't gonna say I contemplated suicide, but I contemplated. There was at one point I contemplated losing a fight, taking a loss in order to get out of my contract with Don King. It was that bad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So let's talk about depression. I'm dealing with my daughter who was born with a heart defect for 7 years of her life. I got to travel to Poland, Germany, while my daughter spent the first year of life in the hospital. Let's talk about depression. I never went to coke. You know what I'm saying? I kept grinding. So Tyson Fury can spit that depression bullcrap all he wants. That's out of here. That works on people who don't know. That works on people who are getting sold a story. You're getting sold this crap. And they bought it. They bought it. And here's another thing. If Steve Cunningham, all right, I used to sell drugs.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a teenager, I used to sell crack cocaine. I lived in Philly, grew up in Philly. No guidance. My dad wasn't there. I damn sure know if my father was there, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? There's no way I'm out all night with my dad at home. And I grew up with my dad up until age 7, up until age 9. I'm sorry, up until age 9. So I got a taste of a stern, strict father. But then my mom and dad split up, and then my dad ended up getting on crack. So when I'm 14, 15 now, or 13, 14, I'm running the streets at night with a gun, selling crack, making a little money, beeper on. My mom's working late night. She's asleep. They don't know. But if my dad was that when it did it. So I even tried to bring this up in one of my interviews, and I was told, nah, don't even go there. So I can't even go there. The black fighter can't even go there with his dealings with drugs or anything. But when I told my daughter's story, which got out by accident, because my daughter was born with a heart defect from 2006. 2000, yeah, it was 2000, 2006. Yeah, I got 4 kids, bro. 2005. Yeah, I got 4 kids, man. I get dates mixed up and everything. Oh. So my daughter was born with this heart defect from 2005, and the boxing world caught on to her story in 2014, the Mansour fight. You know what I mean? So, and we were, we didn't really want to. I mean, not that we didn't want the story. I tried to get the story out back in 2005 and 2006. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. But when the right writer put it out in 2014, then the world was like, oh, this fighter, he's going through this. I'm like, we've been going through this for 7 years. Nobody said anything. But that's when people paid attention to USS Cunningham, a little more attention, because they couldn't deny me winning and my ability. I was cool, but I wasn't that type of fighter I didn't have drama. I didn't have drama, so I wasn't in the media. I'm not a trash talker. I'm not calling it. I wasn't calling everybody out. Maybe I should have. That is one of my regrets in boxing, but I wasn't that vocal. I was just, hey, my skills are going to show. So when my daughter's story came out, that's when the boxing world was like, yo, this dude Steve Cunningham, yo, man, I looked him up. Oh, his daughter, That's when I got that extra, that boost I should have been at as a world champion. But Fury talked about he's coke binging, he's having girls, he's gonna do an orgy, yada yada. Oh, now I'm depressed. Oh, come on, man, he gets all this love. So I mean, bro, it's a. My thing is this. Lastly, with this situation, we see racism or racism, and we see how race matters in the police department, in schools. We see how race matters in real estate, in you know what I'm saying, at the market. We see how race matters when you just barbecuing out at a damn park and you get cops called on you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But people act like when you get to boxing, all of that stops.
Let's just talk boxing. Let's just talk boxing. That's what they say.
Right. And how can I, when you know what I mean, when I see this robbery or I see this dude should have got, why didn't he get that? Or why is this guy getting promoted more than this guy? And I've seen this pattern. Why? You know what I mean? So, like I said, racism is here, near, and there, but it mysteriously stops at boxing. Okay.
Yeah.
Or let's not even say racism. Let's just use color meaning something.
Yeah, right.
Some people can't handle that word racism.
Yeah, always correlated to like my sense of like foundation begins with Pernell Whitaker. I'm like, if they can do what they did, in my humble opinion, I thought the boxing business did Pernell Whitaker terrible, man. If they can do it to Pernell Whitaker, they damn sure can do it to anyone else. And if I'm going to say their names, if Dan Raphael and Keith Idec and all those guys and Thomas Hauser can destroy Al Heyman publicly and call him everything but a nigga, I mean, no one's exempt from this, and
no one.
It's just
no one. I talked in depth with Al about it. Al knows what it is. Al knows exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. These, I mean, come on, man. This is my thing with Al Heyman, right? In the fighter, Al Heyman came in and he made it better for the fighter. He put the control in the fighter's hand. One, fighters are getting paid what they should. All right. He's paying them money. Promoters are mad. Oh man, he's paying them too much. No, he's paying them what they should. These dudes, we're putting our life on the line. We've seen how many fighters died last year.
4.
But you want a penny pinch? Let this man get paid. You know, there is no medical insurance for a fighter outside or after the fight. You know what I'm saying? If you incur injuries in the fight, then the promoters have to take care of that. But I mean, in the day in the life, we sparring, we going here, we traveling, we're working out. There is no insurance for us. We got to pay for our own. So, but how we going to do that and this and live and pay for family if you motherfucking promoters out here penny pinching? So Al basically told me, he said, Steve, listen, I'm already rich. He's like, I want to make you fighters rich. That crap right there, when I talked, that was my first time talking to Al. I almost broke down in tears.
Wow.
Because I'm like, yo, because at that point, you got to understand, at that point of my career, I was robbed in my first loss was a robbery in Poland. My second loss was a loss to Addict, which was close. I thought it could have been a draw, but I was cool with, you know, I was like, hey, this dude knocked me out 3 times. It's all good, you know. Then I lost my second loss to Addict was a complete robbery on NBC. My fight with Fury should have been a disqualification. Fury should have got disqualified because what he did in that fight with the forearm to knock me out is literally verbatimly written in the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission as to what not to do. And they still said they didn't see nothing wrong. So with that, then I fight on HBO, my first fight on HBO, fighting to get the Vladimir, and they blatantly robbed me on that. So this is right before I get to Al. I told Nazim, I said, nah, if I made that money that a 2-time world champion you think would have made, I'd have been retired. I'd have retired at the second Addict robbery. I'd have pulled the Hagler and vanished on it.
Wow.
Went to Italy or something. I would have left. I would have left boxing in 2012. In 2012, that was the Addict fight. I would have quit boxing if I had that sound money that a 2-time world champion would have made. You know, but I kept fighting because I still had fight in me. I still had that fire in me. As we've seen, I went on to, you know, fight Fury, do what I did. I beat an undefeated powerhouse in Mansoor in a great fight. You know, I went on to do this, went on to do that. So I still had that fire in me. And I'm like, man, there's still things that I want to do in boxing. I wasn't finished. But I'm like, really, because I'm so angry at how they've been doing me all my career as a champion, I'm like, man, I would have retired. You know? So it's you know, it's a crazy system out here, man. And these people, so I told, you know, so once I got with Al Heyman, that basically reinvigorated me. Now my only thing is that with that is the other issues caused me to, and I'm not gonna blame it. You know, I fought Tarver to a draw. That fight was boring because, you know, Tarver didn't want to engage, and you can't just run in on a veteran like that. Tarver is a freaking smart fighter. You run in on him, you get knocked out. But shoot, speaking of steroids, then he failed the test.
He failed the test. I remember that. I watched that fight.
And he
I
failed
remember
the
that.
test. So that was my first fight with Al, and I'm like, damn, I'm mad because I wanted to put on. You know, that was all eyes on us. 50 Cent was in the arena. All kind of people were in the arena, and I'm like, damn, that was a dud. Like, are you serious? Out of all my fights, this is the time for the dud. All my fights are action packed. And you know, Tarver made it a dud. Then I fought
Glowacki.
I fought him, and I just got these mysterious knockdowns. You know, he knocked me down 3-4 times. One of them was a forearm. The other one was like my foot. It was a foot tangle, but a hit behind the head. You know, and I tried to tell the ref, but I'm a veteran. As soon as I told the ref, yo, and he, no, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. Let's keep fighting. You know. Yeah. So then now I'm on go mode. Hey, I got to try to get a knockdown. I got to try to get these points back. And you know, he won that one. It was a good close fight, but he won. Then I fight the beat on the Mayweather card.
That's where I met you.
Mayweather card. Right. And that fight, there's two views from that. You know, my initial view, I completely got robbed. You know, I felt after the fight, I felt that I saw how Floyd Mayweather owns Las Vegas.
Oh, did you?
Owns Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Man, Floyd owns Vegas. That was my first time fighting on that stage
Mm-hmm.
and seeing this. Now, we're hearing the numbers that came in. You know, they put on a show on Tuesday, and then they put on the show at the Hard Rock on Tuesday. Then they also put on the show that, you know, the main event with Floyd's on.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout that week, they said all these fights were dealing with Floyd and Mayweather Promotions brought in $1.1 billion to Las Vegas. All right, so from that, I'm like, this dude team ain't losing. They not losing. Nobody's gonna make Floyd mad, baby. You know, so his dude wasn't gonna lose. So I felt that Sabiti was told to just grab and run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, grab and run, do a little tit tat and grab and run, and that's what he did. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying. The fight is over. It's over. I'm over it. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just telling the history. But I've never been held that tight before in my life in a fight. And I've fought from Poland, Germany, South Africa, Canada, you know, all in the United States. That dude held me like I was a bag of money. You know what I'm saying?
Got a bag of money.
That dude held me like I was a bag of money, and he was poor on the street. You know, I thought he was going to fight me like that because he's the beat. Y'all take note of that. I'm trying to rubber. I'm bringing the rubber because this dude don't want to fight, and he gets a unanimous decision, and I was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? So with me, oh yeah. So the second viewpoint of that is, you know, of course I could have turned up. The little one just went balls to the wall, but I was under the assumption I was winning because I'm being the aggressor. I'm throwing. I threw the most punches, and I landed the power shot. So I don't get it, you know. But you know, I understood, and one of my guys that was in the corner ran into Tabiti's brother months ago. He just told me this when I commentated on the J-Rock fight. I was back in Philly, and I saw him, and he was like, "Man, I was playing cards with Tabiti's brother." And he was like, "Yeah, we told him to run and hold." And he was like, "You was right, Steve," because me and him had a little beef going. And I was like, "I told you." He was like, "You was right, Steve." He was right. And I'm like, "I told you." Like, there's no way that dude was going to lose unless I knocked him out. Or clearly demolish him. And he probably would have got a split. I probably would have got a split. Or he probably would. So in boxing, man, you get what you get in there and you work. The goal should be to get with who you can, because boxing is a business. Now I can't fault Sabiti or any fighter for getting with. Let's use Sabiti as an example. I'm not mad at him because I'd have took a win. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'd have took it if they gave it to me like that, even though I wouldn't feel right about it. I'd be like, hey, it's a break, because I can't fault him for getting with a company or a team that's going to do him like that, put him in the best position to win. I can't fault him.
Gotcha.
You know, so man, boxing is a business, man.
Yeah,
it ain't always about the best fighter.
No, big business, man, and that's what I want to ask you as it relates to like Fury and like the UK, since you fought over there a lot. Do you think it's like a ring over there, like the Frank Warrens, the Eddie Hearns, and like they all at some point many of their fighters come up with like PED usage, fights being tainted, and when they come over to America, when they have to fight on an even playing field, they don't do too well in the large numbers, percentage wise, you know.
Right. First, I never fought in the UK, but I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's look at Arthur Abraham, for example. You remember Arthur Abraham?
Yeah. He's he don't do too well over here. Yeah, right. I remember when he came over here.
So before the Super 6, he was a monster. He fought Germany, murdering them dudes. Even Marco Huck.
Yeah, you beat him. You beat Marco Huck.
Yeah,
and then he started. And then he started going on a winning streak.
Exactly. He went on like a historical winning streak.
Yeah.
Now, them dudes come to America first trip and they lose, both of them. Arthur Abraham came over here. What was that? Darrell was clowning. He did something dirty to Darrell, punched him while he was down in the back of the head or something. And then, I think he fought Ward over here, right? Was it Ward?
Yeah, he fought a
I don't
war.
know,
Yeah,
but
he fought war.
he fought war. Yeah, that was over
out here in LA.
Once,
He fought war here in
right.
LA.
So once you pull these dudes out of their comfort zone, where they're going to be tested more, and I'm one of them dudes. Listen, I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you're fighting a European fighter, you better get the test. I'm gonna say that on air. Get the test. Period. Get the test. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't saying no names. If you're fighting a European fighter, get the test. And that goes to the UK too. Shoot, look at Dillian White. Look at that situation. Where's the B?
Where's the B sample, dog? Where's the B
Where
sample?
the freak is the B sample?
Mm.
And I saw the video where him and Eddie Hearn were sitting down at the press conference,
and the mics were hot.
Where the microphone was left on, the hot mic, yeah. And he was saying that stuff to, and I'm like, yo, look at this dude. But mind you, I was in training camp with Fury 2 months or 3 months after our fight. I went to camp with Fury, and Dillian White was there on a 2-year suspension for PED. That's where I met Dillian White. So this dude got a history. Tarver got a history. Tarver got the nerve to tell the people the Illuminati. Oh man, this mug's crazy out here. So back to the European UK with these dudes. Yes, I believe a lot of these dudes, especially a lot of these top fighters, are using because they know how to cycle off. They know how to cycle off, and they know what test this is looking for. The VADA test is the best one because the VADA test takes blood, hair, and urine. That's what happened. That's how Tarver got caught. As soon as I got to the hotel in Newark, dude was right there at the door. Yo,
wow.
I mean, I haven't even taken my shoes off to get comfortable. Dude was at the door. Was like, hey, let's get these samples. I was like, great. I said, you going to Tarver's? He's like, yeah, somebody's doing Tarver right now. I'm like, great.
Okay, good.
Because I was adamant about to the media, to boxing media. I was like, because Tarver just got off a 1 year suspension.
Yeah, suspension. Yeah, I remember that.
So I was like, yo, dog, if this dude gets caught, if he pops on this test, I'm pressing charges for assault. You know? So everybody was checking me. After he popped, Chris Mannix called me. He woke me up one morning and was like, Steve, Chris is a cool dude. He's like, Steve. I'm like, what? He's like, Tarver failed the test. I was like, I knew it. And I freaking knew
it. Can you feel the steroids in them, or excuse me, PEDs in them when you're fighting them?
I'm gonna tell you that for me personally, I don't feel difference in punching power. It's the only punching power I felt that was different was from Mansour, Amir Mansour. Out of everybody I ever fought, even Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury caught me with a shot that I didn't see because he blinded me with that forearm. And it just happened so fast. So I didn't see it. But Mansour's power was unmatched in my career. I had never felt power like that before. So outside of that, every punch is a sudden punch. You know what I mean? So even with Tarver. But Tarver did set me up for a couple good straight lefts that boom, I felt and was like, ooh, all right, I ain't go down or I ain't wobble off that. You know,
yeah,
okay, cool.
I got you. Yeah.
But from that, what he was on kind of gave him a little strength, but it also helped his endurance. That's why he was in there bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? He in there, he playing around, go back. He wanna dance and shadow box, and I'm like, let's fight, well, let's fight. But I'm not gonna run in on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you a damn Olympian, you're a damn former, great.
Sure.
You're great. So it'd be stupid for me to just run in and fight Tarver. He really got me. But I didn't feel the difference. I did feel the difference in one guy I fought in Poland. My first fight, this guy, Krzysztof Ledarczyk, man, this dude picked me up under my armpit in the clinch. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker is stronger than a mug. And this is my first fight in Europe. He had a back tattoo on. Yeah, in Poland.
In Poland, yeah.
He had a back tattoo on. He had some bumps on his back, and they didn't give us the urinalysis after the fight. So that's how we were able to get the immediate rematch. Because that's one of the IDF rules.
Gotcha.
You have to do a post-fight urinalysis, or you just grounds for immediate match.
Oh, wow.
we waited in that arena, man. They actually kicked us out the arena.
Wow.
We were the last ones in there. We waiting. Nobody came in. We went to the press conference. I told them, I said, y'all done created a monster. I'm gonna be back. I knew I was gonna be back. We gonna file that protest, and we filed the protest, won the protest hearing, and got the belt back.
Immediate rematch. Yeah, immediate rematch.
Yep, immediate rematch. And the then president, Mariam Muhammad, she was like, I'm gonna personally go and oversee this fight, because the dude who was there from Italy, he was the German dude's homie.
Gotcha.
So he let all kind of stuff go. Like I said, I got a book for y'all. But so she oversaw the fight, and everything went according to the way it should, equal level playing field.
And you won.
That dude wasn't as strong as he was the first fight, and I busted him up. So got the title. So these European fighters, you see when they come over here, they're a little different. You know, they're a little different in performance and strength. I mean, shoot, little.
Now
I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah, talk about you. You said after you lost to Fury, you actually went to camp with him. Talk about that transition, actually being in camp with him. How much time y'all spend together? Did y'all hang out, or y'all just sparred? And
it's a crazy situation. So I was in Maryland with my wife, and we visited her mom. Brother Najim was there actually, and his son, because we're like a family. You know what I mean? Outside of boxing, we family. It ain't just our relationship don't stop at boxing. So Brother Nazim was down there with us, and I get this call like, "Hey, you want to go into camp? Tyson Fury wants you in camp," because he was supposed to fight David Haye. You know, so I'm 6'3". You know, they wanted to avoid that, learn how to avoid that overhand right. So they like, "We want you in camp so you can throw that overhand this and that." Man, I was still pissed because about a week before that, we got the word from the New York State Athletic Commission that they didn't see anything illegal in the fight. You know, even though the rules said it was, but so I was still on fire. At that time I was it at Tyson Fury. I was mad. I'm like, this motherfucker cheated, da da da. So I'm like, nah, I ain't going to no camp with him. Like, that's out of here. Y'all effing crazy. And then Najim was like, well, hold up. He said, see how much money is worth to him. So my wife, who's my manager, basically negotiated a great number for us to go to camp. Tyson Fury paid me $5,000 a week. No, $4,000. I'm sorry. It was $4,000. It was $5,000. It was $5,000 a week for 4 weeks to go to camp with him in was it Brussels? Was it Brussels? We went to Amsterdam. Close to Amsterdam, but wherever we were in Europe, and shoot, I couldn't turn that type of money down. So I went to camp with him. So when I went there, it was it was weird, it was uncomfortable when I first met him because I was still bitter, and I didn't know if they were trying to get me out there to do something to me.
Sure.
Or you know what I'm saying? So I'm all speaking in Europe by my damn self with Tyson Fury, Hoogie Fury, Dillian White, Eddie Chambers and Steve Chambers were there, which is cool. Some familiar dudes that I knew, and a couple other guys. So I'm just like, I got to meet with him. We ate dinner at his uncle's crib out there, who was what's his name? Peter Fury, who's the coolest dude, man. Pete is the old school type dude, man. If you don't get down with him, then you a clown. He was real respectful. He's one of them dudes that I ain't gonna say demands respect, but we just know to respect this guy. We got down pretty cool, and he was saying the same thing, like, man, we don't want stuff, we don't want you trying to go all out on site. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking y'all about to do that. So we had that talk. Sparring was cool. They wanted me to throw the overhand. I threw it. Tyson worked a lot from the southpaw position. We got to hang out. We went to Amsterdam together, chilled on the boat, on the bus, talked. And he even told me then, he said, Steve, he's like, man, I had to do what I had to do to win. And I was like, listen, I understand that. Even Nazim said it right after the fight. We're in the locker room after. And he said, you know what? He did what I would have did. He said, you boxing the snot out me, I can't get you this way, then I'm gonna go dirty. It's the referee's job to stop that. So he said that. He's like, man, I did what I had to do. He said, I'm sorry, man. I had to do what I had to do. And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, that.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
Yeah, that was it. That was
Okay. No, I would say anything funny because people are gonna. That's the obvious question. Anything out of the ordinary you see, like you know, what I mean, like that raised your eyebrows, anything like that in camp with Tyson Fury?
Nah, because we didn't live at the same house. You know, he
Okay.
stayed with his uncle. We
Mm-hmm.
stayed at a house that was probably like 2 miles away, 3 miles away. We had our own little car.
Mm.
You know, it was all the sparring partners were in the crib together. It was
Okay.
a cool setup.
Okay.
We met up at the gym. But no, I didn't see anything. You know, I didn't see anything crazy. But I also didn't see any funny glove crap. You know, in sparring. You know, I never saw a glove flop.
How many rounds y'all do, by the way? How many rounds would you say y'all do?
Man, we would man, throughout the week we probably would do like 8 rounds. Probably like 10 rounds.
So 40 rounds.
He would yeah. So they would do like they would switch in. They would do like a round and put somebody else because they wanted to keep a fresh person in on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I would do a round with him. Then Eddie Chambers would come in. Then this guy would come in. Then Dillian White would come in. Then I would come in. Then you know, so we'd do probably like every other day. We'd do like 5 rounds apiece. But then I also was sparring Hoogie too. That was part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay.
So I sparred with Hoogie Fury about 4 or 5 rounds straight. So you know, 3, 4 rounds. It was cool. So you know, it was all right. So
you know what I found interesting about that is, you know, you was his one and only American fight before Deontay Wilder.
Oh wow.
You know, I find that very, very, very interesting that that he hadn't fought in America until he came over to fight Deontay Wilder. And I don't know if you noticed, well, you probably noticed, but a couple fights in the Derek Chisora fight, which was after you, he got caught flickering his jab and all that. And in the next fight, Christian Hammer, they actually took his glove off in the ring and put on new gloves. So I'm watching Tyson Fury's career, and I'm just guesstimating, and I'm not speaking for you. I'm just having a conversation with you. Is that one, he didn't come back to America, and two, fights after you, we can see visual proof that he actually cheated and or attempted to cheat in the fight. So now I'm looking at his resume and I'm like, it don't make sense to me. Like his resume is odd to me, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No doubt. I mean, didn't he even had I think a PED failed test dealing with Vladimir?
Yeah.
What was that with cocaine?
Yeah, coke. Yeah, they masked it with cocaine and all. Yeah, they'd rather say they did cocaine than.
That's how Tarver got caught with a masking agent. You know, they found the masking agent, and it's like, what are you doing, bro? So, you know what I mean? So these dudes know how. Like I said, they know how to hide this stuff. They know how to mask it. They know how to get away with it a bit. You know, so. Man, boxing is rife with this stuff, man. Like I said, there's a lot of guys that you know, man, that are using it. And, you know, they not going to say nothing. People, when I tell people this, and they be like, oh, yeah, really? I'm like, yeah, really. You got people out here shilling their parents for a measly $100,000 life insurance. So you don't think a fighter who doesn't know you don't think he's not going to try to cheat any way possible?
Sure.
If that's what's in him. In order to be famous, rich, you know, and be a world champion, like come on.
Facts, big facts.
Come on.
Now, if Tyson Fury is caught, if those accusations are true with the farmer, what do you think should happen to him? Should he get the death penalty? Should he year ban, restitution?
I mean, I'm gonna be real, man. These dudes, boxing disciplinary actions towards PED use or any type of cheating is so lame. It's beyond lame, you know. Like you get like Tarver failed the test. I'll fight with the draw instead of the fight being overturned to a win for me because you had to cheat to even get this
the draw.
Suspect draw, which I didn't think was the draw, but you had to cheat to even get that on test on performance enhancing drugs. So they wanted to turn that into a no contest. No, that should have been turned to a W for me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But so and he got fined 25,000 and 3-month suspension, something like that, 4-month suspension, which basically we were in our 3rd month or 2.5 month before they even announced.
And they get retro.
Right, exactly. So he had already 2 months out. It was ridiculous. So same thing with Dylan White. Oh, look at Canelo.
Canelo,
Look at
man,
that.
my gosh, he gets
Come on, look at that.
he gets a contract. he gets a contract.
So I think disciplinary actions towards cheaters is a laugh. It's a joke. So they're not gonna. I don't even think nothing's gonna come out of this glove thing. Even though, shout out to all of you guys, you and all of the boxing media, not the immediate media, the Dan Rachels, ESPN, the this or that. I'm not worried about them. They're company guys. You know, I caught Dan Rayfield promoting Marco Huck like he was the next best thing. I caught him in some lies, and I put him out there on Twitter about that crap. Like, dude, what are you doing? Really? Really? But he's obviously getting paid by the promotion to do that. So, not that media. That media is like our real media, feeding you lies, feeding you bull crap. I'm talking about you guys, grassroots dudes who really love the sport, dudes who call it as they see it. Shout out to y'all for putting this out there. And fighters like Earl Spence, myself. So calling it
what's up with these? Y'all should be appreciated, but why these damn fighters ain't talking, man? It is beyond my own understanding why they not talking.
I mean, well, you got a few reasons, man. A few dudes want to just be cool, man. You know,
cool.
Man,
cool. You got man, Steve, man, you got a black man paying you millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're protected. What are you doing? And I'm talking about the PBC fighters, and I'm dog, like, in my humble opinion, D could have sold that promo ad for $500,000, man. Any major company would have paid D at least $500,000 to have their logo on his thing for the promotion of that. You know what I mean? Those numbers were ridiculous, man. And he walked out there with, celebrating us, man. I just thought that was just, I think the least we could do, it's like the least you can do in America is vote. The least you could do is say, man, Tyson Fury gloves didn't look right. You know what I mean? So it's beyond my own understanding.
In all actuality, I saw the initial cry of this is bullcrap. I saw it and was like, man, that's
me too.
Because it had to be Photoshop. You know what I'm saying? It had to be, because if that was real, then something foul. And there's a lot of people who are turning a blind eye to the foulness. So, man, when I first saw it the first week, I'm like, man, these cats is bugging. That's Photoshop. But then I saw the video clip, and I'm like, hold up. Yeah. That's when I saw, and this was after I made my tweet to Tyson Fury and about Tyson Fury, because I did the video for, to the people that were calling Wilder a bum. I don't know if you saw that video.
Yeah, I saw that. But, it was a great interview. Right, so I want to be Wilder then if he's a bum. Yeah.
Right. I did that video because it's like, if this dude's a bum, then, I want to be a bum just like him. Because he's riding around in freaking Rolls Royce. I ain't a bum. I ain't riding around in Rolls Royce. So I want to be a bum too. So I made that video, and some of the Fury fans was like, when are you going to congratulate Fury? Because he did a good job. And I'm like, he did. So I made a tweet. That joint got like 400 retweets. And, I'm like, hey, Fury, great job. You convinced me where I was a doubter. You convinced me. You did a great job. And his fans loved it. But then about 3 days after that, I'm like, hold on, let me look at this freaking video. Look at his glove flapping in the wind like he in a high-speed chase, trying to throw paper out the window. That's how the damn glove flapping in the wind when he's throwing punches. Like, come on, bro. So then now I'm like, 4 days later, I'm making a post about congratulations. Now 4 days later, Fury looked like something fun. I didn't necessarily say cheat, because I'm like, y'all need to tell me what this is.
Nah, he cheated.
If this ain't what it looked like.
He damn sure cheated.
So everybody wants to go deep on, it's a flick jab. I'm like, no. That's the flick jab. I know what a flick jab is. That's him throwing a left hook. And his damn knuckles is going back to his damn elbow.
And his forearm is short. When you see the arm, like his forearm is short. The length from your forearm to your elbow is different. I'm like, that don't look like a 6'9" guy's arm. You know what I mean? You mean to tell me his wrist starts right here?
So, you know, that's my stance. Now, that was my stance. Then now I'm like, yo, I know exactly what he's doing. He's pulling his hand back in the glove in order to land a harder punch. That his gloves, his knuckles are now in the wrist of the glove where there's no padding.
Yeah.
And that's why in the pictures you always see the wrist hit Deontay Wilder on the chin. And the glove pad part hits his ear. And it's like, what is he, boxing his ears? What the freak is this, kung fu?
And he's
throwing and the gloves boggling around.
Yeah.
Like, come on, there's no hand in there.
No, it's no.
So in order for ESPN, Max Kellerman, Rayfield, all of them guys who work for ESPN, Dan Rayfield, even this ref Reese, this guy, he's saying something about it. Like, dude, why are you even talking? Or the commission, I don't even know who to do this. Something Reese.
Jack Reese. Jack Reese was the referee. Yeah.
Yeah. What is he talking about? He's talking about the gloves are cool. The gloves are cool. We never disputed the gloves being official or cool. I'm saying in fight, he's sliding his hand down in the glove. So that whole post and picture that got a lot of love and nut sucking on Jack Reese's part was stupid. It was not useful at all. That has nothing to do with what we're saying he's doing. I don't get that. It's another deflection. So that's basically Reese covering his ass. Basically,
gotcha.
That's what it is. He's covering his ass.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I learned in the military. Cover your own ass.
CYA, right? Yeah.
I guarantee he's in the military, but he's covering his own ass. Well, that crap ain't happened right here at the glove table the day before the fight. You know? So Fury's pulling his hand down in the glove so it can be uncovered with padding. So he's hitting Wilder with a full knuckle sandwich with just hand wraps on it. And that thin layer of leather that covers the wrist.
Do you think his corner was in on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It had to be. They had to be. Now, who's going to be like, oh, man, stop doing that, bro. I'm out the corner. Ain't nobody going to do it. Hey, is that crap working too? Come on. That's just like even with my fight. Nobody in this corner told him, yo, stop leaning on this ball. Don't put your weight on him. Don't hold him. Don't clench his neck like that. He clinched me like he clinched Wilder's neck, like wrap his arm under the throat. It's kind of like a chokehold. He cuts your breath off doing that. You know what I'm saying? So he did Wilder like that a few times. I was like, yo, look at that. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. But the corner has to be complicit. There's a video of I think was that the first fight? I think that's Ricky Hatton sliding the glove down.
Yeah, and that
touches the glove and slides it down. That's wow. Like, you look at that, that's what it is. So
yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, man, listen, they are all complicit. They are complicit, man. If you're not complicit, then use a blind. And no, all right, I'll cut some slack to some of them up. You know, you don't know what's going on. Sometimes in a fight, there's certain things you're looking at. Especially if you work corner. I work the corner of my son. My sons are all my fighters. So I'm not looking at their gloves all the time. You know? You know, I'll wipe the gloves off or whatever, but it could get past them. I ain't gonna say they gotta all be down. It could get past. But come on, man. Them dudes is complicit.
He's a pro at it. Like, it seems like he's a pro at it. That's why when I looked at his box record, I'm like, you fought all those fights in the UK or in Europe, excuse me. And you didn't come back over here till Deontay Wilder. In my humble opinion, I think he was full of PEDs and he had his cheat sheet with him, you know, with the glove, you know, and I stand on that, you know.
But listen, people got to realize, they have to ask themselves this: why will a fighter, not why, but do you really think a fighter waited till he got on this stage to start using pegs? Fighters, we're confident, we're brash, you know what I'm saying? We're really, we beat our chest about stuff. So, man, my skill got me here. So if a fighter worked his way up to that level, let's use Margarito, for example. Margarito then worked his way up to that level. But when he got to fight Shane Mosley, an older fighter, when he fought, but I'm saying, I'm using Shane, the one he got caught on.
Yeah, gotcha.
When he got caught fighting Shane Mosley with those wraps, that was the first time he's like, I need to use these loaded wraps. You know, You know what I'm saying? Come on, that dude been doing that all his career. even Trinidad. I'm gonna make some people mad. I'm gonna make some of them Puerto Ricans mad. Trinidad, he's been doing that all his career too. What? Oh man, I'm about to fight B-Hop, so let me dip my raps in this hard, make my left hook harder. Trinidad's known for a hard left hook. That's what he's been doing all his career. So these dudes aren't just doing this one fight. He's been doing this type of stuff all his career. It's gonna just start. And the fluid way he did that crap fluidly and smoothly. But you got this shot. So, you know, man, I'm an advocate against head use, performance enhancement drugs in boxing. I'm an advocate against any form of cheating in boxing because personally, I work my nuts off, man, in boxing. Running, sprinting, lifting weights, trying to be like, I'm not going to use the fighter's name, but this is one fighter that I emulated and I wanted to be like. And I'm like, oh, that boy bad. And then I'm doing what he doing, sparring, trying to do this, trying to look like him and physique wise, and come to find out this motherfucker failed drug test. I'm like, what? Serious?
Yeah.
This mother's been selling. He done failed a couple of drug tests that's been hidden to the public.
Wow.
Or kept on the low. I'm like, oh man, so he doing all that spectacular crap on the juice, like. You know, so I work my ass off, and it burns me up to hear dudes cheating in order to get success. You know?
Man, you gave us a lot of time. You gave us a lot of time,
it's a Sunday, bro.
I appreciate, man. I genuinely appreciate you. We finally called each other, man, and man, I'm looking forward to your next fights as well, and too, I hope Fury gets what he deserves. And
yeah, I don't think he's gonna get anything, but I do too. But on actuality, especially at that level of money they're making, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. ESPN gonna stay quiet. Dan Ratio gonna stay quiet. Or he'll probably clown it. All these people, look at this. They'll repost the Jack Reed thing.
Yeah,
nothing's wrong.
Gotcha.
Or they'll repost what Fury said.
Gotcha.
Nothing's wrong. Or they'll repost the Ali flick jab picture, which is bogus.
Yeah.
It happens here. So they'll either be quiet or do that crap. And the fans of Fury gonna buy it. We'll just be mad mugs, and the third fight gonna go on. You know?
Damn.
And Fury's not gonna get reprimanded. So, you know.
Well, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with this case. With the farmer, I'm very interested in that because I mean, he said I got emails, I got affidavits. You know, I'm very interested in that.
He got good.
Yeah, he loaded. He fully loaded, man. He fully loaded, man. Yeah, man. He got that Hiroshima, you know, and but yeah, man.
Give out his last short story.
Yeah,
last short story. I fought for those who saw me fight Promotional Academy first fight.
Yeah, Phil.
He knocked me down 3 times. I'm like, yo, we went back to the hotel room. Me and my wife were fuddled. Like, what happened? Like, long faced, like mouth dropped to the floor. Yo, what just happened? So it hit us at that point. The rampage of pay. So I was like, yo, let's Google his name with steroids. And one of the things that came up was his trainer, his Polish steroids before he does big fights. Cycles on and off, and I'm like, look at that. And we looked at each other just like, damn.
Yeah.
And to add to that, the New Jersey Commission, when we walked in the venue, they pulled us to the side and gave us urinalysis before we even got to the locker room.
Wow.
So I told the dude, I said, Joe, why y'all giving the urinalysis now? I said, what about after the fight? Oh, no, we ain't doing it after the fight. I'm like, so I can take this piss, give you my sample now, and then go in the room, rub the steroid cream on, or take the pill, or shoot up whatever, and then you won't know. He was like, oh, you got to pick that up with the commission. I was like, yo.
Yeah, that's how they win, man. They create logistics.
That's how they do it.
Nah, they create logistics, man. And I stand on Tyson Fury as a career cheat, man. Like I stand on that, man. I think from once he realized that he can make some money and he created that alter ego, you know what I mean? Right. And kind of that cool
guy. No, I'm gonna go a little further. Not once he realized he could make some money is once he realized when he created that alter ego that the people would buy it.
Yeah.
The people bought, they bought and paid for that whole depression. If I hear this dude talk about depression one more time, I'm a freaking explode.
I don't believe it at all, man.
You know what I'm saying? I possibly believe it because I was there when David Hayes fight got called up. I think he was gonna make like $3 million for that fight, and I was in camp with him when they was like, "Yo, the fight's up." I saw the different emotions he went. I know that I'm a fighter. You know, when you like, hey, you getting paid $4 million. That money already spent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that Lamborghini. You know what I mean? We're gonna get that new house. Right. And it was fight off, no money. You saw me. So I don't deny his depression. I just deny him using it so damn much. Like you're the only one that was depressed, bro. Every fighter's the freaking depressed at a point.
Sure.
Ask Andre Ward about depression. You remember what he went through?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ask Andre Ward about depression. Ask Steve Cunningham about depression. Ask B-Hop. Ask any top fighter about depression. Damn right, we all went through it and go through it. Shoot, some going through it now in retirement. You know, or you know what I mean? So I don't want that. Come on, man. I don't want to hear that. Or I don't want to hear it all the time.
Gotcha.
Bruh, you good, man. You done made $7 million to fight in the WWF or whatever that is. I don't even watch wrestling, but they gave him $7 million for that. You signed a $70 million contract for or whoever he's fighting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You still talking about depression now? That's just like me. My daughter done had her heart transplant. It's been a success. She's doing great.
Beautiful.
You know, am I still talking about my daughter and her situation? Am I, you know what I'm saying? Am I feeling deep like that? No, we stopped talking about it after. A lot of people are like, yo, why you don't talk about your daughter that much? Because I don't want people thinking I'm using her for, you know what I mean, to push me. That's one of the things I love about Al Heyman. That's one of the first things he asked me. He said, Steve, do you want us to use your daughter, you know, story as part of the fight joint? And I was like, no, because I was so tired. I had already cussed out main event Kathy Duva. We got into it over the phone. I already told her, stop using my daughter to promote the fight. Because they did that every time. Oh, every fight. Oh, daughter. I'm like, oh, come on now. Like, it's enough. So one of the first things Al said, do you want us to use your daughter to promote this fight? And I was like, nah. He was like, great, awesome. You know, I was like, that's what's up. We on the same page, bro.
How often do you talk to Al Heyman?
Not a lot right now. You know, I mean, we're in touch. You know, now I'm commentating more.
Gotcha.
I call him when I'm like, hey, what's up? Anything, you know, you got going on? And he was looking like for a fight. But outside of that, you know, that's a busy dude, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Very busy dude. So, and I don't want to be that bugaboo cat. You know, hey, Al, what's up? What it's looking like? You know, but he came through with the commentary gig and working on a contract now.
Dope.
So hopefully we get this next fight rescheduled and I can get back in there and go back to work. Yeah,
you could try and do the in studio stuff. You know what I mean? That'll be dope too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I was in DC Friday to commentate the
I remember. You and J-Rock, right? You and J-Rock, correct?
Yeah. But that got postponed. So hopefully, you know, when they reschedule that, we're gonna be back to get this work in, get more practice, you know, hone the skills and working on a contract. But, you know, listen, like I said, me being with TBC for Al Heyman literally made me love boxing.
Wow.
Because if I would have not have got with TBC and after that Glasgow HBO robbery, from there, I look on my boxing career was a negative. You know what I'm saying? It really was. Because I never even, let's just talk money. As a world champion, I didn't make more than $250,000.
Damn.
$250,000 as a world champion. And that's fighting like once or twice a year. You know? So from that, man, Al and them did me, you know, I felt like, yo, man, this dude, they paying mugs for their work. And, yo, this is a better platform.
Yeah, worldwide. Fox, yeah, you're right. Man, we definitely appreciate the time, man. And don't forget USS Fight Academy in Pittsburgh, man. You want to give out the address, or how can they contact the Fight Academy?
So we're USS Fight Academy in North LaSalle in Pittsburgh. You can hit us up on Instagram, USS Fight Academy, Facebook, USS Fight Academy. Also, keep an eye out for USS Comics. I'm drawing comic books, turning me into a superhero. The villain is the guys that I fought. So that's USS Comics on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check me out, please. Like and follow.
Appreciate the time, man. Steve USS Cunningham, man. Appreciate you, King, man. And don't be a stranger, man. Anything we can do to help, please, man.
All right, we'll do, man. We'll do. Once this comic book drop, hopefully in the next month or two.
Okay, yeah, please.
You guys up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push it out. The first comic book is USS versus Amir, Hardcore Man.
Oh,
you guys gonna love the story.
Yeah, I like Amir. He's a cool dude. He and I talk from time to time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my dude. Straight up.
Are you Muslim, by the way?
No. I'm an Israelite, bro. I came back to my customs of my forefathers, man.
Okay. How was it working with the? No, man, we'll save that for another interview, man. I just hear your family in the background, man. That's going to be a whole nother hour because I'm about to go somewhere with it. Man,
all right, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. I would love to talk about that with you, man. I'm sure I can learn a lot from it. Yeah, with Nassim being Muslim and you come back to Israelite and Christianity and stuff like that. Yeah, we should have that conversation.
Yeah, that'd be a great combo.
Yeah, for sure.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready, but not now because that's a whole nother 2-hour conversation. Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Steve. Thank you for giving us your time.
All right, brother, man. Take it easy.
All right, all the time, King. Peace. So there you have it, man. Steve USS Cunningham, man. He fought Tyson Fury, I believe, in 2013-ish. 2013. And so he has great insight on Tyson Fury. And appreciate y'all. And don't forget to support USS Fight Academy. Okay. And he has 3 sons and a daughter, and his boys are fighting. And if you're in the Pittsburgh area, man, don't hesitate to hit them up, man. And they're doing great things in Pittsburgh, serving the community and making great fighters. So appreciate the time, y'all. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, guys.